Good evening. Good evening, everybody. It's another Monday with bees all day. I see there's a lot of people already coming in. We've got a few in the back. So y'all come on in here and let's get started tonight. Hey, Charlie.
Hey, that's a heck of a background there,
I
Bill.
can't hear you.
That's a heck of a background there, Bill.
Hey, I tried. I had to mute the YouTube stream so it didn't double play.
Yeah, I forgot to do that. That's what I was.
So the weather here for tonight is they're calling for it to be 2 degrees tonight, 0 tomorrow night, and 7 degrees on Wednesday night. So it's going to be cold. It's only supposed to be in the 20s during the day. So it's going to be cold here.
Yeah, did you get snow yesterday?
Yes, we did. I spent all yesterday afternoon into the night pushing snow. So
You must like doing that.
I'm just helping out the family. That's all.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Bill.
Bill. Now, actually, it really didn't start snowing until after lunch tomorrow, I guess it was.
Yeah.
And then it just snowed, and we ain't worried about it till today. And I got out there and pushed a little bit,
Yeah.
but it was only like 2 or 3 inches. And you push it on the blacktop, then it's packed. What's left there, and then it's slick as all grease. Fall down. And I get to the point now. I'm like, you know what? It's only about that deep. Leave it there so you can walk safely.
There you go. Hey, Philip, how are you tonight? Are you on the porch tonight, or are you in the house?
I'm in the house. Why?
No, I'm talking to Philip.
Oh,
He was out on the porch the other night.
oh yeah, he was out at the farm. I think it was.
All the critters. Hey, Dodd House.
So we didn't do much today, other than that. Sold 4 pounds of honey, I guess it was.
Yeah, we did.
A little bit of lumber.
He's into work yet tonight.
I just stayed in the house as much as possible. My brother stayed in a heated shop. Let it go with that. Anybody wanted to, they can phone calls and we'll come out.
Yeah. Hey, Danny. Yeah, we didn't do much today. It's kind of a lazy day around here today. Cleaned up a little bit of stuff out of the garage, and that was about it.
Hey, beekeeping, bro. Identify yourselves.
Who is? I like honey. Where are you located? Hey, Clay.
He is in the Ozarks of Missouri. That's Pete. Here's Clay.
Yep. Flower Street.
Yeah, there's Brian.
So Keith reminded me that I was remiss in remembering there's a football game on tonight.
Is there? No, nobody likes football. Everybody likes beekeeping better than that.
Yeah, well, it's a college. What game is it tonight, Keith? It's a college championship. I think that's what it is. Of course, I messed the teams up because I can't remember who's playing.
Hey, Ryan. Are you working night shift or can you come on? That's Peabody. He's Southern Maryland.
Yeah.
Negative 34 up there with Doug up here in Saskatchewan. Translation. My chart don't even go that low.
Yeah, Longman apiary it's minus 34, and with the wind chill it's minus 50, and it's heading southeast.
Well, he's up. That's Doug up in Saskatchewan, Canada.
Yep.
So minus 30 is minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's
Wow.
and if it's minus 34, it must be 25 degrees.
Yeah, it's about 25, 20, 25, 26, something like that. Well, you've done outed yourself now, Peabody.
That's right. Oh my. Did you get into your bees here over the weekend or anything?
We did. We did a treatment on our bees, and we helped 2 people treat their bees as well.
Did you kind of get it? Did you get into them as far as opening them up, looking around, or anything like that?
No, we had a little bit of wind blowing, so we didn't.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't all that great. I had bought some clear inner covers. Hey, Amber.
Even Randy.
And I put them on. I need to get in them hives. They're getting low. It seems like I don't know why they should be getting low. As much feed as I put into them, I got them to the point where they weren't taking anymore when I was feeding them.
Well, it's been cold too, so you got to take.
And so anyway, I found one. I did some, I didn't want to get into them. I just wanted to get in and get out. So anyway, I pulled up a frame in the center there. They were off to the right, I guess because the sun was going down. They followed the sun in the box.
Mm-hmm.
And it was empty. There was some honey in the corners. Everything else is open. So there was honey off on the far side, like a frame 1 and 2 or something like that. So I pulled one of them frames up and stuck it right next to the brood area on that one hive.
Yeah.
And so I'm concerned. I think it's supposed to be 45 degrees this coming Sunday.
I remember seeing that. Let me pull the forecast up.
That's at least for me anyway.
Sunday here it's supposed to be 42. And that's going to be the best day probably until the following Wednesday when it's supposed to be 43.
So I'm either going to get into them right quick and throw a shim on and a sugar brick.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you think about it, last year it was a mild winter. It wasn't that cold here. So whatever you fed and whatever I fed my bees and the stores they had was enough. But I've got 3 hives that are all the way at the top already. So, yeah,
well, that was the ones that I opened up that had a cluster sitting up on the top.
Yeah.
And that was one of them double deeps, and that's a lot of honey.
That's a lot of honey to go through that quick. But it's like they're gonna go through it, they're gonna eat it. I mean, that's why we leave it on there, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm throwing the sugar to them, the sugar water and all that. But and he says -12. But it's about 15 degrees here, it says. So, but that's my concern right now. I would like to get out there. I think it said Sundays at 45 degrees. And see if I can. Well, maybe not. I'd have to get the local stuff.
I don't know. 45, you can open them up, put some fondant or something on them. Just lift the lid a little bit, peek at it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep them.
Yeah, gotta keep them alive.
Keep them alive.
Yep.
Come on. Saturday is 40 degrees, 45 degrees for Sunday for a high. Wednesday, 47.
Wednesday's gonna be the better day. Do you think they can go that long?
I can't, my biggest thing is getting out there,
Yeah, I know.
unless you take off or whatever. Well, I'm going to get there Sunday and all that stuff.
Aren't they right there at the sawmill?
Yeah, but it's as soon as you go out there, here comes 4 customers in. That's how that works.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Kyle.
He's from New Zealand.
Come on in here, Kyle. Talk to us.
I wonder what time would it be there? It's 12 or 16 hours difference.
Yeah, I don't know. What's the time difference, Kyle?
I had a beekeeping bro. I had a 6-frame licensed nuke, and it did very well, insulated. Hey, Sandy.
2:15 p.m.
In the morning.
No, that's in the afternoon.
Okay. It did fine, beekeeping bro. Kyle. There it is.
Yep.
I got Kyle. New Zealand. Kyle, aren't you the one that invented the entrance tunnel? The little blue thing? You were on Bob's show years ago.
Oh, in a single deep.
Mine was a double deep beekeeping bro. I'm sure you can. I'm just thinking about feed. Depending on.
You're gonna be doing a lot of feeding.
Now you're out of country. Where are you at? Where are you located at beekeeping, bro?
Hey, Tom.
Melissa. So I'll get on there and get on them, and I got to go downstairs. I know I got a sheet. I got about, I don't know, maybe 16 cakes made up from last year. That was something I should have done today and looked at. I filled up a bunch of honey bottles. Yeah, Kyle, he was the one that he invented the Hive gate. A little blue plastic thing you stick in your entrance.
Yeah.
Better Bees sold them and stuff.
Okay.
Hey, Carl. So anyway, my biggest thing was I don't like breaking them seals, the way it's been so cold.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to do, but I don't like doing it either, but we do it. We have to.
And what I did is I don't know. I found one hive out there where I used my infrared, and it didn't show a big signature. And I went ahead and got into. I kind of pulled a frame or two up, and yeah, they were down in there, just a small cluster. And I put a clear top on there, and there was a couple of the 5 framers up here next to the barn. I put 2 more there, or 10 framers, I mean, that were double deeps.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I got into the one double deep. And I'm like, this is like empty, or more or less empty. I said, well, let's switch one over. The first one, I didn't do that. I didn't really want to, I just wanted to get in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad, that's a good idea. Resell with painter's tape. Never thought about that.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll have to buy some. Grill is too hard. Actually, I do have some cheap duct tape. That might work too.
You got packing tape?
Huh?
You got any packing tape?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I could do that.
If you're gonna do it out, if you're gonna use Gorilla Tape, that's better than duct tape.
Oh, I know it is, but it's so damn hard to get off.
Yeah, no. Hey, that's a good idea. There you go, Charlie.
Yeah, I got that handy.
That's a good idea. Put a wide flame on it. Yeah. That's a real good idea. So how cold is it down in the big city of Lynchburg, Clay? No, everybody's being bashful. Did I hear you say hello to Nancy?
I didn't see Nancy.
I haven't seen her on. Somebody. There's Philip.
Hey,
You're dressed up like it's cold.
I think it's like 32-ish.
That's not too bad.
I'm not sure. I don't think I can look without.
That's shirt sleeve weather up here.
Gina.
Oh, he's frozen. Yeah, see, it froze.
Gina.
It said it was 32 degrees and it froze. Throw some of that hot coffee on it. It'll warm up.
Just want to let you know that I really enjoy.
So what does everybody want to talk about tonight?
Okay. Oh, it didn't. At least it didn't kick me out. It probably froze me up while I was doing that. Checking the
Yeah, it
weather.
froze you up. Throw some of that hot coffee on there. It'll warm it up.
No, I was just trying to see what the temperature was, and it usually kicks me out. But 32 and 24-ish, I think. But supposed to start. I don't know. 34% chance of snow here in the next hour. But we'll see. But yeah, I didn't go to work today.
My brother-in-law lives in South Carolina, and he said the last time they had a major snowstorm in South Carolina down around Myrtle Beach was in the 80s. He said it paralyzed that town down there for a week. And if it does what they're calling for down there, none but ice, they won't be moving for a month.
That's not. It won't stay that cold that long. But yeah, it's strange that all the snow is. I mean, if we get snow, it'll just be a grazing. But all that's the weirdest storm I think I've ever seen. Where I mean, we see those in the spring and summer that come out of the Gulf and stay south, but just about everything in the winter comes out of the Northwest here. This is really unusual for snow and rain to start in the south and stay, hug the coastline all
Yeah.
the way to Florida before it heads up,
Yeah.
or starts to turn when it gets way over there. It's an odd one.
It's
Charlie, it's a question for you.
15 degrees.
Oh,
Are you eating popcorn or birthday cake tonight?
Nah, I'm eating French fries. I'm eating French fries.
Gentle Northern Queen. I don't know.
Somebody was on the Facebook looking for Poline queens, but aren't they oriented more towards pollination services?
They are.
all right. My air compressor went off, so I'm muted.
So, Clay, to answer your question, the answer is no. We'll treat in the spring with Formic Pro. And then that takes me to July. So if you remember what we talked about the other day, I treat basically once a quarter.
You did what, OA, didn't you, Bill?
Yeah, we did OA, and that we'll do one more OA first part of February, and that'll be it till the end of March, first part of April. Then I'll put Formic Pro on for 2 weeks and call for inspection from the state, so I can sell bees if I want to. And then that'll be it till July or August. Excuse me.
No, Keith, I haven't seen your. I kind of have an idea what it is.
Yeah, I do too.
Hey, Jonathan,
So,
I'll
all
have to
right,
look
Bill,
that up. What, Bill?
I'm just going to show you guys what I was doing, then I'm going to get back to work. But
What you doing? I see a bunch of frames hanging up there.
oh, that's all the time. That's not new. Hold on, let me figure out how to flip this camera.
How many frames you put together, Phil?
Uh,
How many frames
Oh,
have you put together?
well, I mean, I don't know how many I put together this year. I'd say about 100 or so.
Hey, Matt.
I got more to go. I've got to build some deeps.
So I'm gonna put the link to Keith's video in here on the chat. It'll be in the YouTube chat now. Everybody can see it.
So, what are you building, Phil?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the camera flipped around. There we go. I figured it out. Okay, I built a bottom board, screen bottom board.
That's
I'm
a new
getting ready
bottom
to-
board, isn't it?
Are they double screen or single?
They're single. I'll have a counting board that goes in right here. But what I'm getting ready to do, pretty much all of my deeps I make where I can divide them into two 5-framers. So I'm getting ready to build that piece right there that goes in the middle. This is not it. That's just showing you where it's going to
Okay,
go.
that's a good idea.
But anyway, yeah, I'll put some little rails right here and here and one across the front there at the bottom. And then I'll slide in. Let me see. Oh gosh, now I got to show you guys how messy my shop is. I'll slide in a counting board like this right here. You can see that. but it's mounted on just a board. Let's pretend we have the rails that I told you we had. It slides in like that.
Yep.
And sits in there. It sits once the rails are there, it's flush like that. It'll also kind of close it off, for the winter, keep some of the air from getting through. But, and I'm gonna drill a little hole right here for OAV treatment. Let the OAV come up through the screen. Thought about drilling one here, but I got to thinking that I'd get more of the OAV, how the sediment builds up just outside the tip. That would sit on my screen and would probably rust the screen out. I think it's probably better if it comes up through the screen and kind of disperses a little bit. So,
What with your OA?
Yeah, the OA.
I just bore a hole in the back end and blow it up in there and be done with. That's all I do.
Yeah, most people put it right here, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right now, I take I don't use this. I slide a board in. I take this out and slide a board in, and I just do the OAV from the corner.
Okay.
Hold on. All right, I had to turn that thing off. But after I get through treating that board that I slide into there, there's a trail of oxalic acid where the end of that, that little pipe is. And what I got to thinking was if I drill a hole here, it's gonna leave that oxalic acid sediment right here on top of this wire, and it's gonna make this wire rust out because that oxalic acid will degrade metals real fast.
I've never had any problems with it.
Have you ever gotten any on top of one of your metal lids and left it there? It leaves it takes the galvanized finish off of it.
No, I don't. Rusting. What bait you got? What a Larabi vaporizer or something?
No, I've got one of the 110 ones.
I don't know. I got that ProVap of mine. I stick it in the back hole. I've been blowing it in there for the last 8 years or more.
Yeah. Do you have screen bottom boards?
That's all I run is screen bottom.
Okay.
I run screen bottom, and I got a core. I buy the core. The bottom eyes have those little rails, and I put the core plast in there. I've got 4 wedges that the wedge between the coroplast and those racks that the hives are sitting on behind me there. It pushes that coroplast up tight, pretty much tight, and I block the front entrance off, and I'll keep 95% of that white vapor in there. And you're going to see a little bit coming out the front, and you might see a little bit coming out from underneath the coroplast if it isn't. But if it's not pushed up there tight, you'll see a lot. So I try to minimize all that. And right now, the wedges are in there round, all winter long. Keeps it tight, keeps the cold air out as much as possible.
Yeah, most all the commercial enabling things, the coroplast sits up here close like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but I had mine down low because what I did on mine was I used to use the wand, so they need a little space. But I'm going to stick with it so I can use these same counting boards on everything. So I'm gonna keep building them this way. But
yeah, the wand I used to just stick it in the front door and block it up with a cloth or whatever, and that was it.
Yeah, I don't like doing that because it kills a lot of bees because they attack it.
That was ancient technology. It is now.
I had a pretty good system.
ProVap came out, I jumped on it.
Oh, dang, that ProVap like $400, isn't it?
Yeah, it was back in the day.
Depends on which one you get.
The ProVap that I had was, 8 years ago was about the same price all the new ones are running today, about $495 or whatever it was.
Yeah, let's see. This is what I got right here. I got this from somebody that on TC's videos. He got that friend Harris Jubert,
Yeah.
the Speedy Vap. It was like 218. It works really good though. I got this before the mini came out. I don't know. I probably would have bought the mini because it's only like $100 more.
All right. So what
This
kind of
one,
cap you got? What kind of cap goes on that thing?
it's a blue cap. It holds about I think it holds about 3 grams. I weighed it and it said 5 grams.
I'll tell you what you do. You need to go see Mike.
Yeah,
If that bowl is the same size as my ProVap, Mike with Easy Ox has a dispenser thing you put on top of that thing, and you can buy those pellets, and you can drop, each pellet. I think, what is it, Bill? 1 gram a piece.
Yep, 1 gram a piece.
Put 4 pellets in there. You pull the plunger out of the middle. They drop in there, and plug it back up with the plunger. And then, as he was showing me at the show, you can put 4 more pellets in there ready to go for the next hive. And that would work good. It'll give you a more of a speedy dispenser. And either that or,
yeah.
I mean, I know your blue caps are what running the powder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind the speed of that. The thing that takes me the longest now is just sliding the blocking boards and putting the rags in.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think once I get my system, with the holes and the coroplast, that'll go quick. So I still have to block the front entrances, but filling up the caps. But I've got 6 caps, and I wish I had more. I wish I had 12 or 15. Because that's when I have to stop, because this thing is so fast. I mean, you can't ever put it down. I also want to, when I get my bottom boards figured out, I think it'll sit and I can walk away from it and go fill up some caps. Right now I have to hold it because I'm doing it from the corner. It won't hold itself up. I think once I get it my setup just right, I can leave it.
I've seen the tip on that thing, and it's a little bit small or weak looking. The same problem I have. And I took, get yourself a board, make basically like a T square. And then on the T part is going to be your base for the ground. And then cut out like a little U on the top that will wrap around that handle as a support. I happen to have, I had some different ideas. Anyway, it worked out to where I had a short one and a long one. And the ones that are higher up on the wooden racks, it holds that, it'll support that ProVap, with the handle and stuff. You watch some, I showed that on one of my videos last year.
Yeah, that's a good idea. To make a little prop.
Make a kickstand for it.
Okay. That's a good idea.
And it'll it'll support that tip from being bent. And then you can go fill up your other caps and stuff. And then you can buy them caps. I know Larabi sells the suckers.
Yeah. You can't fill up many because this thing takes about 30 seconds before it's ready to go. It's fast. So.
Well, you need to. And then, like I say, you might, if you're interested, you can look at Mike's invention. I guess it's on his website.
Yeah. I don't know if it fits. I guess I could just measure the cup and he could let me know if it fits. I don't think it's as big as the 110. I think it's along the size of what was the other one? Was it the Larabi's one?
See, DC says, Philip, that he made a hanger wrapped around the handle.
Oh yeah, yeah. He made like a coat hanger thing. Yeah,
yeah. He has the same vape that you got.
Yeah, he has a neat little coat hanger.
Yeah, and DC also said he's got 15 caps from Larabi's. He lines them all out and just runs down the line after the yard all loaded.
Yep.
Does he have the Larabis or does he have this?
Philip
thing
or
that tells speed
DC's
back?
got the same vaporizer that you have, and he's got the blue caps he got them from Larabi's.
Oh, okay.
And then he
Okay.
loads them all, preloads everything, and
I
just
can't
goes right
remember
down
what
the line with it.
I ordered 6 with it when I ordered it, but I think they were like $3 or $4 a piece, something like that.
Yeah, you can go on Larabi's website and find out how much they are. Unless you got them, Bill, do you?
Carry him.
Huh?
I carry him.
You carry
Well,
the
there you
blue one?
go. Get them from Bill there.
Yeah. I could do that. Are they blue, Bill?
No, they're white.
I guess what I'll do is I'll measure
What do
them.
you need?
Well,
What?
What do you need?
I would say I wouldn't mind having 10 more.
All right.
Let me measure them though, make sure, because I don't want you sending the wrong thing. Hold on, I'm about to lay the phone down to grab this box. So kind of over my head. I'm scared to see them. Let's see. There it is right here. So, where's my tape measure?
Gary, you're saying the Coroplast boards being pulled out? Another thing I've learned with that is sometimes the wind will get a hold of them and kind of push them out a little bit. I've seen that on my nukes. You might just need to make up yourself some wedges and kind of wedge them in.
I've
Seen skunks try to pull them out too.
yeah, some of mine have teeth marks in them where things have drug them, tried to bite them. All right. Let's see.
I think aren't they all generic, Bill? Those caps? I mean,
Yeah, they should
they all
be.
come.
They should all be the same size. There's nothing really different about them.
Gary said they had tiny teeth marks, so that sounds like a skunk or something.
Yep, it's a skunk.
Looks like about 1.25 inches across there at the narrow and at the top.
Hold it up close to the camera, Phil.
At the top, it looks like 1.5 inches.
Yeah,
it's a big
size.
stuff.
Outside of
Yeah.
it cut on an angle, and the inside of it looks like a round cut,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's tapered.
Yeah,
It's 1.25
I
said
straight wall.
yeah, it's 1.25 inches and then 1.5 inches on the other end. And then
Okay.
the height of it, I'm sure, is pretty standard.
I'll measure mine to make sure.
1 inch. All right, very good. Yeah, I'd rather get it from you if I'm gonna get it from somebody.
Well, Gary, if you come on the show tonight, you could post pics off of your computer, as long as you got them on your computer or on your phone. All you got to do is hit the present button.
But I've gone through so many iterations of these bottom boards. I think I finally settled into getting them like I like them. start to mass produce them and start to replace some of the other old ones that I don't like as much.
Hey, Darren. Cat Bee Company. Hey, Russell. Who is
You still got my email address, Phil?
I don't know. Have I emailed you? I don't know if I have it.
If
I'll
you
give you
grab
mine real quick.
cards, not you've got my email address.
I don't think I did grab a card.
Okay, it's the name of the business, and then just put Gmail at Gmail on the end of it
Shenandoah Bee Supply at
at
Gmail.
gmail.com.
Okay. It's on your website, isn't it? I have it on
Yep,
your
it is.
website before.
It's on the website.
Yeah, I'll go there and get it. There's no rush because I'm not going to do that again until probably August. But I might do a spring OA wash, but it'll all just depend if I feel like I have a bunch. I might do it. That's the way I check for mites is I do a vaporization and see what falls out on the
Yeah.
counting board. I don't check the bees in alcohol wash.
Hey, Lee.
To me, it's about as fast. You just do the OA vapor and come back in 24 hours and see if anything fell out. All right, I'm gonna set you guys up. I'm gonna mute myself and set you guys up and start cutting boards and listen to you.
All right.
Hey, Chad. There's Mr. Mark Miller.
What's up, Mark? You driving tonight?
I was just going to ask him if he's nice and warm in that truck.
Let's see who else is on here tonight. Come on in here and talk to us, Mark, if you can, for a couple minutes. Heel, how are you tonight? Hey, Mark,
What's going on, Bill?
you at home tonight, huh?
I'm sitting in a restaurant.
Oh, okay. Where are you at tonight?
I'm in Russellville, Arkansas.
That's a good place to be. At least it's not snowing down there.
Yeah, it's cold still, though.
Yeah, it's cold everywhere right now.
Yeah, it's good to see Phil over there doing something.
Yeah, he's making screen bottom boards. So
Screen bottom boards.
screen bottom. Yeah.
I hate working on a table saw. I'm about scared of them anymore.
At least he's got the right tool because he's on YouTube. He's got the right tool in his hand,
Yeah.
and he's showing the right safety practices. I know he can hear me. Maybe.
Yeah, he can hear you. Say you've been doing OA treatments?
Yeah, we did one over the weekend, and I guess we didn't open them up and look at them because wind was blowing just a little too much. I didn't want to chill them too much, so we didn't open
Yeah.
them up. Look, so it's going to be warm Sunday and Tuesday of next week, so may open them up then put some fondant on them.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to get up in the 50s Saturday and Sunday or something like that.
Man, that'd be nice.
And then it's supposed to warm up, 50s, 40s.
Yeah.
So,
And it's going to get cold right back to what it was again after
yeah.
that.
I'm afraid if we get up in the 50s, that silver maple's probably going to produce some pollen.
Oh, I'm sure
And it'll probably turn them on. I mean, last year it was early. It was like January.
Yep.
But it was warm. It was real warm.
The forsythia here bloomed March 1st, and it was cold when it bloomed.
Yeah.
It got warm for about 2 or 3 days, and it bloomed. And that was like, uh-oh, started something now.
Yeah, it makes it hard on you when they get started that early, and then you're fighting swarms all year.
Yep, you're right. That's what happened. That's exactly
I
what
like
happened.
to keep mine down to where I can just pull a little bit off just skim them instead of splitting them.
Yep.
Just skim 1 or 2 frames off each one.
Yep.
It makes it easier instead of having to just do a whole lot of splitting at once.
Yeah.
At least until my temperature gets up to where they can build cone pretty quick. It gets up to about 85 degrees where I'm getting a decent flow and they can build wax.
Yep.
Then I can start dropping foundation in there because I normally I don't have enough cone to do many splits anyway.
Well,
So I have to work it around where I can get by until it warms up.
yeah, I think we're kind of fortunate. I mean, the bees that we've got, they build a lot of comb, and we have a lot of spare comb because I rotate frames every 3 to 4 years. So I
Yeah.
have a lot of comb that's usable, and I've got 2 or 3 hives that are prolific home builders. They build it whether they need it or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got plenty of comb. My issue is sometimes some years it's equipment. You try to plan and you get a good flow going and you run out of honey soup. And then you got to scramble. So
Do you run deep or you run medium honey
medium
soup or
honey
what?
soup. Medium honey soup.
Deep brew box?
Deep medium brood box.
Medium?
Yeah, a
So
deep and
you're
a
all
medium.
mediums then,
Deep
basically.
and a medium.
Okay. I
So
got you.
I think this year I'm going to switch some hives over to single brood box. So I do that single brood box management, and hopefully it'll get me through the winters better.
Yeah, I tried that. And with you being gone, I starved out too many. I wasn't able to get to them in time.
Yeah.
So I just switched back to doubles.
Yeah. So, but the deep mediums always worked out for us because, selling nukes on occasion, it gives me a choice of what to sell, what I want to sell, either deep or medium.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of people here in the valley, they want 8-frame medium. They don't want 10 frames. They want 8-frame.
Huh. Yeah, I would rather have 8 because it's going to do better.
Yeah.
But it's
They
going to
pull up
cost you
faster.
more. What do you get out of an 8-frame? A nuke.
What do I get?
Yeah.
How much? Price last year was $185 a nuke. This year it's going to $200.
Was that for an 8-frame nuke or a 5-frame?
5-frame nuke.
Okay.
An 8-frame nuke, if I sold 8-frame nukes, it'd be 235, 250.
Yeah.
So are you selling medium 5-frame nukes?
When I do a split on a medium box, yeah, I'll sell a medium nuke out of it.
I mean, I've done it in the past. For a while there was a lot of women in the beekeeping. They wanted medium nukes.
Yeah.
Right.
And I did 5-frame mediums. And then I also did a certain amount of deep 5-frame. Then in the last, I don't know, 4 years or so, everybody kind of switched back to fully all deeps.
Yeah.
And all
And
that.
that's the way it's going now. Is everybody's going back to a deep brood box. So they're doing that single brood box management is what they're doing.
Darren, he's getting a double deep is 250. Yeah. I don't know where Darren's at, but
I don't sell a whole lot of nukes.
No,
15 or 20 a year, maybe, something like that.
the problem I ran into, Mark, with selling nukes is, you pick a time when you're going to make up your nukes, and you call the people and say, "Hey, your nuke's ready. Come get it."
Yeah.
And they're, "Well, I can't come that day." It got to the point last year. We sold 60-some nukes last year, and it got to the point last year when I finally told them, I said, "Look, your nuke's ready. If you don't come get it, it's going to be in the trees, and that's your problem, not mine." And then I told a couple of them, say, "Hey, look, if you're not here by 5 o'clock, get this nuke. I'm putting it back in the hive, and I'll have a check for you when you get here."
Yeah.
So I just, people want the bees, but they don't want to come get them. They want you to bring it to them, and that's not going to happen.
it's either that or you got the same mentality. They want the bees to be on their schedule, and they ain't figured. When they figure that doesn't work out, then they'll learn how to become a beekeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, beekeeping don't work like that, does it, Charlie?
No, it does not work on your schedule.
Where are you at? In a Denny's?
Yeah, I'm in a Denny's.
That's what I thought. It looked like it. I seen the emblem over there on that wall.
You can't miss it. Denny's emblem.
They used to have one right down the road here, but the guy that owned that franchise, a friend of mine, they wanted him to sign up for a long, so many years of franchise, and he said, "I'll do it for half the amount of years." And they wouldn't do it, and they said, "All right, fine." He's sold. He said, "The heck, take your franchise," and he retired. He's done. So I miss Denny's. But
well, all of them changed the menu anymore. They're not. None of them are as good as they used to be.
No, they're
The
not.
Denny's, the Cracker Barrel, all of them. They've changed the menus. Food got expensive, and it's not as good.
I ate out there, Louisville. I ate breakfast at the Cracker Barrel, but their sausage, I don't like their sausage at all. It tastes more like pork than it is seasoned. I guess is what I'm getting at.
What restaurant was that?
It was Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel,
It's like a red sausage. Red sausage instead of one that has like sage and stuff like that.
Yeah, you want regular sausage. We sell the best sausage it is. Ours is whole hog sausage. I'll tell you the trick to it. We kill our hogs, and we don't refrigerate our hogs. We bone them out, and we grind them, and then add the seasoning, shoot it in a tube, and then it goes to the cooler and gets froze. So they're boned out hot, and the seasoning goes on the meat hot. That way the seasoning soaks into the meat. If you chill the hog and put seasoning on it, it's going to lay outside the meat. It ain't going to absorb into the meat.
I can
That's
see
the
that.
secret to it.
I can definitely
And
see
we
that.
use whole hog, them wore out sows, you know,
Yeah.
that are at the end of their days.
Yeah.
Them big 400-500 pound sows. That's all we kill. Uh, I think it's the best sausage in the country myself, and I've
Yeah.
been eating it ever since I was a little kid.
But anyway, what I was talking about now. But yeah, that's why I give up the nuke business here this past. I got aggravated with the people. Not that I sold a whole lot of nukes. I mean, I I would sell maybe as much as 20 nukes a year, and getting the people there, making sure you have bees to sell them in the spring. And,
Well, Flower Street had one on here a while ago. They're taking pre-orders for nukes and a $75 deposit. Well, one thing I've learned is that it doesn't matter how many you pre-sell. If your bees don't make it through the winter, or they're not that good when they come out of the winter, and you're trying to sell nukes, you're going to end up buying bees. There's no way around it.
yeah,
I have nukes ready anytime. If they come on a nuke, I'll pull them one because I'm made in Queens. So
Yeah.
I can put together a nuke just 5 minutes. No big deal.
Yeah. I mean, I could do the same thing, but they're gonna have to be standing there ready to take that nuke when I pull it, because I'm not gonna pull it ahead of time and wait.
yeah.
Right, right.
So,
Exactly.
like I said, I expanded for the honey production this year and reduced the nuke population, and then I'm gonna start, getting in the queen rearing back into it again.
Yep.
So that kind of get back into something that's fun and something that I can manage by myself without having to worry about anybody else.
Yeah.
Try to get up to par as good as Mark here.
Well, you
Yeah,
can
Make
do
we're
it,
it
gonna
easy.
Charlie.
switch back over to honey production this year, and get back more into the honey production. So
Thank you.
Well, I got sales of honey for me has increased.
Sorry about that.
all right. Yeah, my honey sales went up. So
So
It's going to be interesting to see how this year plays out.
yeah, it will be. It'll be really interesting. But we'll see. I mean, it is what it is at this point. I mean, we kind of made our mind up what we're going to do this year, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah. I'm good, hon. Thank you. I have noticed over the years when we got Democrats in there, I'll sell more nukes. When the Republicans come in there, I don't sell no nukes
You
I don't know
think?
why that is.
I wonder why.
because they know times are going to get hard. So they buy nukes to make honey, thinking they're going to make all this honey. So I don't know. That's just my opinion, but I've noticed that.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I watched the
We'll
swearing
see.
in
Won't we?
today at lunchtime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's already started signing executive orders. He ain't waste no time.
No, he didn't.
Well, I'm gonna try to eat some lasagna, y'all. So I'm fixing to get off here.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Mark.
Good to see
Y'all be
you.
good. Philip,
Yep.
it's good to see you doing something.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
I'm good.
I hope
I'm good.
the compressor doesn't kick on while I'm trying to say bye to you.
Yeah.
So what do you eat?
Looks like you're
What are
doing
you
a good
eating?
job.
Lasagna? Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just doing.
I'll probably have heartburn tonight.
All right.
Anyway, y'all have a good
All
one.
right.
All
All
right.
right,
Take care.
Mark.
Take care, Mark.
Drive safe.
I saw JW on here a while ago.
Yep.
Yeah. Where did he run off to?
I don't know.
Come on in here and say hello, JW. Unless you've gotten off altogether to watch your football game. So what are you gonna do the rest of the week, Charlie?
I got some guy came in today. He wanted this man. He talked to me last week, and now he wants a 5x5, 50 inches long, surface four sides. So I guess I'll dig that out. And I don't know. We haven't got any mill orders. I bought in 500 feet of cherry and a plain part of that, and that needs to go on the shelf. And I bought 1,000 board feet of oak and planed it up a fair amount of that.
Yeah.
Kind of see whether the weekend would bring anybody in, and which it was kind of crappy weather.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody, let's face it, everybody's cold and they just don't want to go outside. And had to go to bed early, huh?
Yeah, he got in trouble.
So I can put that stuff on the shelf tomorrow. The help, we just told him to stay home today. And kind of gave me a day off too, in a way. I had one guy, I don't know, I had 2 or 3 customers come in. I pushed a little snow and stayed in where it was warm.
Yep.
And
in the morning for a little bit. Coming back here.
so anyway, I got that done. If we don't have too much to do, and I don't know, we might, if it ain't too awfully cold, maybe we'll plane some lumber tomorrow or something like that, or we'll have to kind of see. We'll try to get that done before all the bad weather hit.
Hey, Phil, don't miss that board.
What do you do?
He was using a hammer to drive a nail, and I said, "Don't miss that board and hit that screen. You might regret it."
So what are you making, a a bottom board for a nuke or
Yeah, 2 5-frame nukes.
2 5-frame nukes?
Are you sure it's going to be 5-frame?
It'll be 4 or 5, but yeah, 5 fits. It's tight. It fits.
Is that a 10-frame size bottom?
It's got to be
Is it
bigger than
yeah.
that. 10, but you got to
Yeah.
be bigger than
If
10
it's
frame
10
wide.
frame, it's going to be 2 4-frame.
Yeah, but
I can get 5 in there. It's hard to pull them out without killing bees, but I can get it in there.
now are you
The
putting 2
box-
5-frame nuke boxes on there or a 10-frame box?
No. I put a 10-frame box with a saw kerf in it, and I drop a 3/8 inch divider in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, he's making a support hive. What we call a support hive.
I thought about making an entrance here and an entrance here and using them for queen mating nukes, because it's a little dicey if you try to do queen mating nukes side by side like that.
Yeah, it is. Because you never know where they're going to end up.
Although my double screen boards, I have entrances like just little slots out here on the edges, and I've been able to do 2 queens and got them both back pretty regularly. So because my double screen board is exactly the same over here. Actually, I have one. Let me show it to you.
All right, got Via Honeybees here about my building, the mill building.
See my double screen boards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's got the, I turn these opposite, when I find some swarm cells, I turn this opposite of the entrance. But I did it last year and I got all three back. I got the bottom and both at the top. So got a 3-for-1 with swarm cells. But I am going to make a few solid bottom boards that do have the openings opposite, so I can still use the same system for mating nits too. But those would be real thrown together with probably old fence boards, just for the mating. Take a bunch of pre-lumber and build those. I don't need screens on the bottom of those.
It is semi-closed, and we have a Jim Dandy drum heater in there where
I know exactly what they are.
Huh?
I know exactly what they are.
Well, that's what we got.
Here's another question for you, Charlie.
No, I don't have any infused lumber. No cream, no infused. But no, we sort of huddle around the stove. And then the other building doesn't have any heat in it. Of course, it's dry lumber and more susceptible to catching fire.
Yeah.
We do have an office that's heated. So that's about it.
I don't know. The other day I was swearing up and down my building didn't have any heat in it either.
Huh?
The other day I was swearing up and down my building didn't have any heat in it. And I walked out the showroom, looked, and the thermostat was set for 72. And it was steady burning gas. So I don't know. But the building I'm in is 110 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Brian, as far as hot lumber, when it's in the kiln at 120 degrees, it's hot. But because it's so cold, we shut them all down too. Can't keep the heat. Actually, that's why I bought this lumber. I can buy it cheaper than I can make it myself.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
It's about like honey. You can actually buy the honey cheaper than you can make it. But it in your honey.
I don't know about that.
On your hive, the insulated hives that you have, the Enels, you were saying they're 10 framers. They're actually 10 frame on the inside.
Yep.
So if you put a honey super on, you said that you can put latches on that. And I guess the one that's going on the box is latched. And then you can stack the wooden boxes, and then you put a latch on for the roof, for the Enel roof that goes with it.
Yeah, you can do it that way, or you can put latches on every box. The latches are $7 a set. You can do one complete box. And that's what we do because we knock it down in the winter, either 2 or 3 boxes. And then they overwinter in the Enel portion of the hive. And then, of course, we pull all the wood supers for honey.
Well, it's just what I was thinking here. You could, well, I mean, we stack wood on, will the Enel and the wood will the bees glue them together?
No. Because when you latch the wood down, it pulls that wood down tight against the plastic. And there's little to no air coming through it.
So in that situation, I could put a latch on the first super and then stack the rest. And actually, I could put a telecover on top of it for the summertime.
Yeah, and then strap it.
and strap it.
Mm-hmm.
And then come wintertime, you put everything back down to insulated, the original insulation design, I guess you'd call it.
Mm-hmm.
The only downside of that thing is it don't have no damn side handles. The pockets.
Not on the side, not on the long sides, but on the short sides they do, but they're not much on the short side. And your hive lifter wouldn't work on it that way.
Well, actually, thinking about it, I wouldn't need that anyway. In my setup, I would be pulling the honey supers off with my hive lifter anyway.
Yeah.
What, Bill? You got. There's Noah.
Hey, Noah. Bill's talking, but we can't hear him.
Yeah, he's got it turned off.
Yeah, the air compressor was running too. He's just telling me he's going to. Is that game tonight? The football game?
Yeah. Yeah.
It is. Is the Notre Dame Ohio State game tonight?
Is it Notre Dame and Ohio State playing?
The championship game is that's who's in it. I didn't know
game is tonight. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Is it?
Yeah.
10 o'clock tonight, you say? That's late.
Yeah. Yeah, it's late.
So how much? What's the temperature out there right now, Phil? Where you at?
About 32.
32.
Yeah, not that bad.
Now, does all of Texas get kind of the same weather, or like I asked this before, I forgot. But like you go down to Corpus Christi, down to the southern tip, is it more like Florida down there?
Yeah, it's pretty tropical down there. Yeah, it's a lot. In Houston, it's like really is super humid all the time.
Houston is.
Yeah.
So it's hot. They don't actually have winter.
They don't have much, but they're going to get. They're predicted to get snow with this too.
Well, now you're in what? What town you in?
I'm near Dallas.
You're near Dallas, and now wasn't Dallas the one that got all that snow or whatever it was last year, or did you guys just get cold?
We got a little bit of snow last year, but like 3 years ago, we got
what was it about freezing the pipes and everything like that? What was that?
Oh yeah, that's what they call snowmageddon. That was I think that's 2 or 3 years ago. My bee survived it. I only had 5 colonies, so that would have been 21, early in 21. But yeah, it shut everything down here for about a week.
Ohio's winning.
Oh, so they are playing right now. Okay.
21-7.
Wow. Oh, sorry about that.
Do what? Oh, you're back to cutting?
Well, the air compressor's on, so.
That's very unusual. League is going to get 8 inches of snow. What's that? Once every 20 years, maybe? Well, I don't know. I'm just wondering. I know some of my nukes, they're not up in the top box at all.
Well, that's good for a nuke then, not to be up that high.
Well, usually I got like a deep and 2 mediums on there. That top medium is pretty much all honey. Yeah, I guess it would shut things down there because they ain't got no snow plows. They don't know what a snow plow is. Well, I see you got your dates fixed on your
Yeah, I
first class.
reposted. I put all of them up on Facebook today. The entire schedule for the entire summer, and I have all of the classes listed on my website, so you can go in there in one place and sign up for whatever classes you want to take. So
Yeah, I looked at the dates, the same one as Maryland State, but Maryland, I don't know. They don't have a whole lot there. There's something about, I don't even know what the heck they even are advertising. Let me see.
yeah, Clay came up there and cleaned me out of frames.
Some Alicia Crittenden, nutritional anthropologist. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, that's the nutritional anthropologist.
Opening April inspection report. Let's see. All right, David Schultz, honeybee navigation, the miracle and mystery of honeybee flight. And that's the same master beekeeper goof that was trying to tell me how to put apron guard on in two different spots in the same hive at the same time.
Uh-oh.
He ought to have his master beekeeper revoked. And then you got Project Apis mellifera, Janelle Downing.
She's pretty good.
And let's see what we got here. Alicia's got where they went down South America, guys. Honey hunters to hive keepers. And in the afternoon, she's going to, I guess, the Hezbollah tribe, whatever that, I guess that's the ones that climb up the damn vines and cut those open air honey things.
They're pretty interesting to watch climb up those trees to get to those and those rocks to get to those honeybees, those nests.
Well, Schultz, let's see. He's been at it for 11 years. What we do. I'd rather travel 2 more hours to your place.
Hey Phil, eventually you'll have all those measurements memorized.
I have them memorized. I'm just measuring just the blade. 3/8 is what I'm looking for there. So you said something about missing the boards. What's funny is before you guys came on, some of mine had fallen in the floor, and I just zoned out, and I walked across the room, and I thought, okay, I'll just step down in the middle of this box. And I stepped right in the middle of the screen, pushed it all the way down. It didn't support me. So I was lucky because all I had to do was pull 2 sides off, and I was able to get just enough screen to get it reset. Didn't have to recut the screen, so that's kind of a pain over here.
You got lucky.
Yeah.
You got very lucky.
The screen's way up there on a high shelf, and yeah, that's the worst part of building these things, is cutting out that screen. But, yeah, it made me laugh when you said don't miss. I was like, hey, I've already done way worse than that today.
Hey, JW, I thought you got in trouble and had to go to bed.
Going back to football game.
So Tom and Melissa, y'all ready for your conference out there yet? So if everybody's wondering what's in those boxes sitting on top of that hive, those are breeder queens in those boxes that those bees are all over.
Yeah, 21st bee of honeybees has got bourbon honey.
Yep. He's got bourbon honey for a $20 donation.
So, Tom, are you getting close of selling out, I guess? I think you usually do anyway. I wouldn't mind going if JW would come and pick me up in the airplane.
In his private jet.
Yeah.
You'd fall over if he flew into Baltimore and called you and said, "Hey, I'm at the airport to pick you up."
Good night, Randy.
Strong microbials fund. Come on in here and talk to me about it.
Matt, are you driving truck?
If you're not driving.
Hey, Jeremy. How's everything out in Texas? I guess he's next door to he's in West Texas, I think.
It's the same thing as the fondant. It's a probiotic fondant. What I'm seeing. That's on Queen Right.
So, Jeremy, how are your bees doing? I've been following your videos. Tom, or not Tom, but Bill, Jeremy, he had about 150 hives or 300 hives. He was in the sideline beekeeping along with his day job and got there in West Texas. And he was supposed to move back to the Carolinas or Georgia or someplace. I think it was Georgia.
Yeah.
And he sold everything. He had a bee truck and all that and sold everything. And then it kind of fell through. That's the history behind him. And anyway, now he's kind of, he had around 55 hives. Okay. Now he's got 8. And he was out there on that, I forget some of those different plants out there. I forget. It looks like sagebrush to me or whatever. Mesquite and cotton honey. That's it. And that's a bush out there. I thought that was tumbleweed and cotton honey. they're growing cotton out there. I'm going to say it's old cotton seed, where it's non GMO or something.
Right.
And it'll produce nectar source
Huh.
and stuff like that. And all. But he's got some mean ass bees out there, I can tell you that much. I mean, they are all over him. Real mean. I don't know, Phil, he doesn't seem to have any mean bees that too much, but I know Jeremy does. But I mean, they're all over him when he gets into them bees. Yeah. I can't even do removals and shorts anywhere.
No.
Not me. I've seen some fool out there today shoving his driveway off in shorts. I'm like, are you stupid or what? I'm out there bundled up and freezing and still got the heat on in the cab tractor. But I don't know. He's definitely got some mean bees out there.
Yeah, I just looked up that Morris Homestead put a comment up. I should start carrying strong microbial fondant. And they've got, they've got a patty that's just like rocket fuel. And then they've got a fondant that's got stuff in it, kind of like Apis Biologics. Yeah.
What? Aren't they hooked up with Apis?
I don't think so.
I thought I read that they were hooking up.
They used to be.
I thought they were hooking up with them.
I don't know.
I don't know. Strong microbials. I looked into that and read it, and I watched Frederick Dunn, and he kind of put her up next to, the gal that invented all that stuff, kind of up against the wall, and it really, there's no real proven evidence there per se, other than what they have done themselves in their own apiaries.
Yeah.
And actually, last year I was at Hive Life, and I was talking to this guy who happened to be from Maryland. And I says, where do you live at? And he says, well, he lives over in Carroll County. And I said, he says, and I told him who I was and the president of the club. And yeah, I came to your club when he first got, started selling this stuff for the company. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I remember that night. That was pretty bad, as far as presentation goes, and all that kind of stuff. But and they were talking about the powdered stuff that I think they were talking about how it either reduced mites or did this or did that to it. I forget what it was back then. And the people that were using it, they no longer keep bees anymore. And all right, the super fuel has Apis Biologic in it.
Yeah.
Now, Tom, is that a patty or a pollen patty or a bonded patty? How's Roy?
Oh, trying to stay warm. Last time I looked, it was -3 and the wind's blowing. I don't even want to walk back into the house. So let's keep this going as long as we can in there. No, I felt kind of guilty. I shut the table saw down so I could jump on, and I see Phil working. He's making me feel guilty now. So just finishing up migratory lids, and I got about 10 more two-way pallets I want to get done. But
Don't be like mine. He's come on my chat, and he's up in New Hampshire. He cut his damn finger, not off, but right at the tip, making frames or something like that.
I've worked around, bandsaws for meat cutting, for 40 some years, and that table saw still scares the hell out of me. In there with that one.
I don't have any problem with that, but
well, it's not the same motion you use when you're cutting meat, so everything's kind of foreign with the push in there.
Yeah.
So you got different motor skills on that one. I was in a store in Clare, Michigan, and the owner's in his 80s, and him and we talked quite a bit. And I asked him if he wanted some honey. I said, I got a quart in the car I want to give you for, just he's always been so good to me. He said, I haven't had good honey since my friend left and went for Hawaii. And I said, Hawaii? He said, yeah. He says he said he decided to go out there and be a queen breeder. He's the one that owns Kona Queens. His dad used to work for him at the store, and he was migrating. Yeah, Kelly O'Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I looked him up, and because he said, yeah, he owns a business. Then I saw, he had bought it. He's like the third type generation owner on it.
How
with
long
that.
the waiting list is for Kona Queen?
So what's that?
The waiting list for Kona Queens is over a year long.
Is it really?
And if you don't take them when you can get them, you're done.
Well, I might have an in on a few of them, so I don't know if I can afford them, but he's kind of he says, yeah, we talk all the time. And I said, well, that's nice. I said, get me a trip to Hawaii in there. Be more than happy to work for a year.
The only problem is when you order Kona Queens, because they're coming from Hawaii, if you don't order a few more than what you need, by the time they get here, you won't have what you need because some of them die in flight.
That's got to be a hellacious trip for Queens.
Well, I'm sure it is.
So with that one. No, I just want to jump on. I thought it was kind of, you talk about a small world when you get out there with it.
Yeah. So,
No, there's no way to get into my hives or do anything with them. The weather doesn't, I got some fondant on some small singles. Maybe 2.5 weeks ago. They still had some honey, but I threw some on just to get them through and in there, but I won't see those probably for another 10-day forecast. Still puts it into the 20s in there. I'm not going to see those lustrous warm temperatures like Charlie in there where I could work in my shorts and no ball cap or anything.
I'm gonna tell you what, there ain't no short weather around here anytime soon.
Right. We got chicken chucks coming out of North Carolina, and they just don't seem to be making it up to Michigan yet.
I wonder why.
Yeah. You tried to explain it to somebody who doesn't have any chicken in their store. They don't care in there. So
Wow.
no, other than that, just trying to get all the woodworking stuff done and get that cleaned up. No. Got a little cabinet I built for self-serve honey for the winter. I got a heater in it, and I've just had it sitting outside and seeing if I could get, keep the temperature steady on it. And
Yeah.
seems to be working all right. I still get some people that they still just want to come up to the porch down there. So I thought, well, I'll build something and I'll throw a few quarts out there and they can have a way at it.
Have a way to get it.
When are you going to have queens ready, Bill?
I'll have early queens that we bring in from California sometime around the end of March, first part of April.
So are you a waiting list for your queens or
No, not yet. Our queens will be ready between the 15th and the 30th of April.
of April? Okay.
Yeah.
You doing queens further into the year too?
Yeah, we usually stop. We drop our last set of cells first the middle of September.
I asked about that Nell Hive, and I wasn't on where I could get into the secret chat that you guys have in the back room there.
Oh,
In there
okay.
that one night. So I'll send you an email. Work something out on that one. I'd like to put one in the back.
If you want to know how they work or what the parts are, I've got a video on YouTube on my channel.
Okay.
The Nell Hive.
Yeah, I looked them on the website quite a bit, and
Yeah.
I'd like to throw one out there, and I got one Apame, so I'll put it in the backyard and put it in the yard up here.
Yep.
In there, go with that, because I'll just get a double deep and with that one. That way I can ratchet her back, and if I got a decent breeder queen, I'll keep them in those.
There you go. Yeah, all of our breeders are in the Nell Hives. So
I dropped into the chat earlier, but a couple answers came up. But Charlie, what's your reasoning behind the screen boards? Is it just for mite drop or airflow?
That's how I started out. Everything was screen bottom boards, I guess, designed for mite drops. And I just kept with it. And then, I don't know. They're always hot with a solid bottom board. Seems like, where the screen bottom board is ventilated. So I just stuck with that.
I got enough material left around. Maybe I'll build one or two of them and see what they do.
Well, there was always the debate. Some guys would put the chloroplast in, and then they would leave a hole. Oh, you got to have that ventilation in there. And then some guy, after a couple of years of that, well, that didn't work too well. So then they closed it up. And then some people would flop the screen board, take out the screen bottom board and then put a solid bottom board in for the winter time and things like that. And, now people are kind of leaning back towards the solid bottom board. It's a little cheaper to make and all that. So
I get
know.
bored for the next 2 months. I gotta keep busy, or I'll just get myself in trouble drinking and carousing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I was just sitting here thinking I was trying to find that guy that nipped his finger off of that table saw off of Facebook, but I was thinking about like those Nell Hives where they're the only ones that I know of that are actually will work with the darn wooden boxes, right, Bill? The rest of them won't fit on there, right?
Yeah, that's the only one that'll work.
And I don't know, thinking about what I need more supers, and I know you can buy the Yanel 3 mediums like I like, and insulated hive. I said, well, shoot, I can put 2 Yanels in, and there's 6 more medium supers I can have for honey.
Exactly.
So I've got 2 pallets of medium boxes for honey, but I'm gonna kind of switch over and go more deeps because I do want to sell a little more nukes. I do about 20 a year, and I'd like to ramp it up. But I just let them know in the spring on Facebook that, hey, I've got nukes. If anybody's interested, give me a call. I don't take pre-orders or anything right now. Just I know what my it seems to be pretty. I know what my kill's going to be for winter. I'm pretty close in there, but I just really hate to take people's money and have to turn around and tell them no. In there.
Yeah.
Clay there, he said they beard a lot in the summertime, but they come out sooner in the wintertime.
Do they?
Yeah.
That's what he says. Clay's down there in Virginia, on the other side of the mountain there, close to Lynchburg.
We were talking on another chat one night. Just we were discussing the mites, but then the viral loads come up, and that's something I got to dig into a little bit more and teach myself, what that mite is actually doing and the long range effect on it. So that was kind of got my mind turning. So I got to do some more reading on that.
There's a lot of research out there about mites, and let me look up something here real quick.
I've never, I've seen like one bee with deformed wing virus getting into them, and I really haven't had, I don't know what I have in there. So that's what I got to kind of get better at looking at.
Well, if you got your mites down, I don't think you're going to find too much deformed wing bars. I think you're going to find, you might, like me, I might have occasionally, if you have to watch it, K-wing, but deformed wing is when those wings are all shriveled up. I don't, as long as you're on top of your mites, I don't seem to have that problem.
This spring, I'm going to tie in formic with when I split the queens off, then anything that's going brood break, I'll hold off till August on those. I'll do a little OA when they're broodless, and they're after the queen's back and starting to lay. That'll be kind of but like Bill, I'm hitting four times a year. I'm going once a quarter.
That's about right. It's gotten to that point now.
I'm going to give you a website address. I'm actually going to put it in the chat. Okay.
All right.
And what it is, it's a, it'll be a link to Virginia Tech's apiculture page. And they have a lot of Varroa research, screen bottom board research, and solid bottom board research. And the program Don't Let Varroa Crash You is a culmination of studies done by a lot of different universities, and Virginia Tech got the grant to present it all over the state of Virginia. And it's a really good presentation. It's not out yet because the grant hasn't expired yet, but as soon as the grant expires, it's going to be available online on Virginia Tech site. So there's the link right there. It's in the chat.
All right, thanks, Bill. I got Michigan State. It's got a lot of stuff on there, but it's always talking about European foul brood, American foul brood, and then that's where it stops. It doesn't get any more. It doesn't detail off of that. Then it goes into beginners a lot. Yeah. And it's I got to learn. I got to learn a little bit more so I can keep ahead of this stuff.
Visit, more laying room. Yeah, I guess. I mean, the reason I do triple mediums in the wintertime is, and most of the time is, I like the weight factor. I mean, I've got a hive lifter now, and I've got 5 double deeps over there. And I was in the fall after honey season. I was going back in there. I think I was either picking up the top box for either Aprigard or Aprivar. I mean, might have been Formic. It might have been Formic. I had that thing glued down so tight in between the frames and all that, and it took me forever, or I could hardly get it to break. And it was full of honey, that deep box. And here I got a lifter on top of that, trying to get that thing broke loose. And I found that the medium box is just so much easier to work with, to break it loose and all that stuff. So that's why I went with the mediums. And for me, it's just like the commercial beekeeper. Commercial beekeepers they run all deeps. It's all the same box. It's all the same frame. They can do anything they want with those boxes or frames. With the medium, it's the same principle for me. Lighter, one size box, one size frame. No matter where I put it in Hive. Let me get something to drink here.
Charlie's going to need the Heimlich.
Yeah, sounds that way.
No, I called my wife on the way home today and I said, pack your clothes. I said, we're going to keep driving south till we find 70 degrees.
That's a long drive.
That wind is just.
And I do mean a long drive.
I'm up for it now.
Yeah, it's a long drive for me to get to 70-degree weather from here.
Well, I was watching Brad from Canada up there, his Hive lifter, because he's got the same one I have, and I'd like to. I was waiting to see it, see if he could move two-way pallets with them with just double deeps, because that's what I'm going to do with the 30 I got built. They're going to a couple out yards,
Yeah.
and I want to be able to roll them up onto my trailer. But I think I got my daughter-in-law's brother, metal guy, so I showed him, and I think he's got it figured out how to use my Hive lifter, and instead of building a two-way cart to lift them, because I don't have any hydraulics or anything.
Okay. I mean, it sounds reasonable. So.
I can't afford an easy loader yet.
Why not?
Yeah, it's my wife keeps telling me, when are you going to start making money? I said, when I quit buying, wood and everything else. One of these days.
Yeah, I bought a New Holland tractor, and it was one requirement that I had to have when I bought it is a set of 4,000 pound fork.
Recently?
Or Pro Sweet and T55 syrup totes. Because they're, a tote of T55 is about 4,500 pounds. And it lifts the back tires off the ground when I pick them up. So I know I'm going to pick up syrup to go put the blade on the back of the tractor so the back tires will stay on the ground. So it's a feat getting one off the back of the truck. Without turning the tractor. Charlie, you need the Heimlich maneuver or something?
Nah, I'm good. So what kind of tractor? Is this a regular farm tractor with a front loader on? You're picking that new cup or that tote?
Yep. 75 horsepower New Holland. And it'll pick the back end of it up right off the ground. Hey, Tom, that's a New Holland tractor, a full-size tractor, not a skid steer. That I'm picking that up with. Skid steer won't pick them up. Too heavy. I put a blade on the back of it for weight.
Right.
It's just enough weight to keep the tires on.
Well, when it comes to picking stuff up like that, you really need a forklift where it's close and designed and
Yeah, I know.
all that stuff, but that's another tool.
Yep. It's another tool I can't afford right now.
All that stuff. Uh,
So we got out pushing snow yesterday and piling it up in the middle of the parking lot. We got one heck of a pile of snow out there. It's taller than what I can reach with my tractor.
mhm.
We brought that big New Holland out there to pile it up. And he got it piled up as high as he could reach.
I've been getting a lot of friend requests on Facebook of beekeepers and stuff. And then I've gotten a lot of friend requests from Latino, I'll say, beekeepers from other countries like Guatemala. I don't know where they're coming from.
I wouldn't click on them.
I delete.
They want you to cash a check for you.
No.
If
I
you
mean,
ask for money?
they're all beekeepers. They got pictures on there, and where they're working commercial farms down there is what they're working.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. So I wonder if they're watching the channel, your channel.
I don't know. I just got a beekeeper down in Salem, Virginia here. You know, a Gary Stewart.
Name sounds familiar.
I got to go down and meet Phil to pick up my formic, and so that'll be a nice day. I just got to catch him when he's not driving
There you go.
in there.
It's on StreamYard.
Nice up and bring it up for me, so
And you'll
please do that.
say virtual background. If you don't like what they have, then you have to upload a picture into virtual background from your computer.
Charlie, you're coming and going. I can hardly hear you. So he's bringing your fondant up to you. I mean your Form Pro up to you.
So I'm gonna go down and see him. It's not too far of a drive to get down there.
All right.
I got a couple stores that are up in Midland and Saginaw area, so I'll just drive down and tie those into it.
Now, Tom, the last snow we got yesterday, we got like maybe 4 inches. And the one before that is when we got the big snow. So it's 9 degrees here now.
I'm on a live right now.
Hello, Charlie. I can't hear you. He's talking, but I can't hear him.
I was
Come
half
on in here,
tempted.
Gary. Come on in and talk to us. Introduce yourself.
About half tempted to go out to that one in Wisconsin. It's only a 6-hour drive, and I got a couple friends out there, but I looked at the room prices around that expo, and they weren't giving those away.
Is the bee show up there in Wisconsin?
Yeah, it's this weekend. I think 20. Yeah, this weekend coming up, or the last weekend. I mean, but,
Go out to Tom and Melissa's. If you do, wouldn't have to worry about the weather.
yeah, it'd be about the same drive as going to Kentucky for me, about 8 hours and some change.
Yeah.
Not counting in pit stops. Well, I just want to drop on and say I got a Kona Queen connection. I'm going to work that angle in there.
Yeah.
But one day this week, I'll reach out to you on that Enel Hive and a couple other things.
All right. Just remember this, Roy. Kona Queens are in the tropics.
Yeah, that's true.
Tropics.
It's tropics up here all the time. It's beautiful. for 2
it's,
months
it's
out of the year.
it's the far extreme of the tropics, right?
Yeah. Kalkaska County's beautiful up here. Everybody
Yeah.
wants to come here
Yeah.
Now,
with that one.
Roy, you're not on the what is it called? The UP?
No, I'm in the northern lower part of it, so I'm about an hour and some change away from the bridge before you cross over into the UP. So I'm right in the snow belt area, so I get nailed where I live. There's about 4 counties that just get hammered, and I'm one of them
Yeah.
in there. Luckily, it hasn't been horrible. It's just been cold this year in there. I got a few. I'm gonna hit the Traverse City bee meeting. I've never been to a bee meeting before. I've always just we get talking online, and sometimes I think I learn as much or more chatting with you guys in there
Yeah, but
with that. But
you go meet new people and make new friends and have a good time.
well, it sounds good. When I started beekeeping, all of a sudden COVID was here the next year, kind of killed everything for a while. So you got out of habit. They're all in Traverse City, and I hate going into Traverse in there. It's just I'm working that area, and by the time I get done with it, I don't want to go back
Yeah, I know what you mean.
in there.
I used to
So,
work in DC all the time. And
oh, good God.
retire to go back there now.
My son's in Long Island. He works for a food testing lab out there. And I told him, I said, well, maybe I'll drive out and see you. Like, he says, Dad, he says, you'd end up in jail. I know what happened. You'd get road rage and there'd be nothing left to. Okay. He says, I'll meet you outside. We'll meet somewhere else. So with that one, I think he knows me a little better
Yeah.
with that one. But anyhow, stay warm, guys.
Oh,
And
yeah.
thanks for letting me join in, and everybody in chat.
Thanks for putting in, Roy. I appreciate it. Everybody, every little, every time somebody comes in, it helps. So,
Good night, everybody.
good night.
See you, Roy. Well, it's about 10 o'clock, Bill.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock. I got to get up in the morning, do a small road trip, and
What's that?
come back here and do a little bit more work. So,
Well, back to those Anel highs, I know that it doesn't have a hole. None of them do for that vaporizer. So how are you?
I have a kit for the vaporizer.
How do you stick it in the
Andy
front
Knight.
door?
Yep, it goes in the front door. And Andy Knight, and there's actually 2 kits in one. I got about 300 of them on the way. One side goes in the front door, and the other side you drill a hole in the back, and it's got a heat-resistant plug that goes in it, and you slide the vaporizer in the back of it, and then it has another plug that you put in the hole to plug the hole. So,
all right, so you've got a, like you say, a kit that you got to drill a hole in the bottom board, I guess, right?
nope, in the back of the brood box, and you slide the insert in it, and it's big enough for the vaporizer and the I think it's PTF plastic that they make it out of. It's like a piece of tubing, clear tubing, PTF tubing that goes over the nozzle of the vaporizer, and it slides in this sleeve, and that's what holds it in. And then there's a plug in the kit that goes in it. It's a black plug that goes in the kit. It goes in that hole. But I got Andy Knight down in Texas making them for me. And he's going to send them up to me. So, looking good, Phil.
Yeah, I'm not gonna finish tonight, but maybe tomorrow.
Oh, you got what? 4 or 5 of them done, didn't you?
Well, there's still quite a bit. I got to do a little. I do a little landing board. It's basically just a 3/4 inch piece with a slope top. I put across there, and then I've still got to do the things here, and I got to build the counting board pieces. So these take a long time, but I guess they're worth it. I enjoy it. So I don't look at it as work. It only stresses me out when I have something ready to go. But I quit worrying about if you have boxes and frames, that's all you have to worry about. Because you can take a piece of plywood and stick it under there and prop it up with a stick, and that's the bottom board. You take a piece of plywood and throw it on top with a brick. You got a top. So
Yep.
As long as you don't run out of boxes and frames, you got colonies. So.
Yep. Boxes and frames are the hard part. The bottom board's the easy part. Yeah, you're right. You are exactly right. So, well, everybody, thanks for coming out tonight. We appreciate the attendance.
Hi, everybody.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button on your way out. If you enjoyed yourself. So we will see you
Friday night.
Charlie's chat. And just so everybody's aware, I'm trying to work on a special guest here sometime in the next couple weeks, 3 weeks. Talk about some equipment. So I'll announce it ahead of time so everybody can spread the word. So thanks for coming out. We appreciate it. Thank you. Good night.
All right. We'll catch you later.